Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall is 20 to 10 on Wednesday night, back with two over the jumps in Newbury tomorrow and maybe one on the go in Chelmsford. Uh, that'll be the weakest of the three, although it's hard to be confident this weather. I was not confident last night. I think it's the first time ever I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if the three of them won, or I wouldn't be surprised if the three of them lost. I thought we might get at least one. Uh, Glenfinnan's race, I was saying last night we needed the ground to dry out. What happened? It pissed rain. I thought they'd pull out that horse because to me there was no point running it on heavy ground. They were kicking up a big divot there. It had absolutely, I thought, no chance at all. You'd be just hoping and hope that it may get a place idled back to each way at 7 to 1 yesterday evening. I think it went off at 6 this evening. It drifted like a barge before it was off. That told its own story. It needs 7 furlongs, good ground. It's unlikely to get it this time of the year now. The season nearly over, and unless it goes on the go. Irish Rumour, that finished fifth, one out of the places as well. And I couldn't see properly where it was on the track. I only could see it as it finished up towards the line. First impression was that it needs cutting the ground because some of its best runs was unyielding to good yield and yielding ground. That it might have acted on the surface, because that surface would be like good to Ferrum. And Heathcliff ran well enough, looked like it's going to win 80 yards from the line. But the one with the best turn of foot, being a 7 furlong horse, just hadn't the zip in the last few yards to win. The favourite hadn't ran on the go before, and the two winners from Kempton were first and second, and it was a 13 to 1 forecast. Anyway, on to tomorrow. There's a nice little card at Clonmel Oil Chase tomorrow. Elaid at Tom's. Prep run for the Tingle Creek is out at sea. This is the goo horse I was on about. I seldom go down to this level, as I said before, below 60. But Tazo, this was bought for 300,000. And if it doesn't win tomorrow, they could be bringing it down to Killarney for the spring. It was rated 64 after 3 runs. It was dropped £2. It's a 5 to 1 shot there with a lot of the bookies. Maybe back it each way, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a gamble on it. There was the last day, 5 to 2 into 6 to 4. It was his first run. His 3 runs, qualifying runs were all over a mile by Sotsas and mile-and-a-half arc winner. They stepped it up to a mile-and-a-half, but it didn't stay. It twilled in time, but just not yet. Probably too inexperienced. The nose well handicapped. It was coming into the running, we'll say a couple of hundred yards from the line. It just dropped off then to be finished, fifth. But it's like something that's bought for 300,000, running off 62. 5 to 1. It will be a 5 to 1, like back it each way. They're paying 4 places in the race. You'd be thinking it'd be a sort of a shot to nothing to be in the first 4. Famous last words, huh? Anyway, on to Newbury. A horse that, actually, there's 2 horses we backed here before. One, I'll mention it first, but it's not the selection, is Heron in the Park. Done a good turn for us in a bumper. With Noel George, I know the owner. I see that he must have sold some of it. It's under the Jekyll now. Damien has sold it on, or sold some of it. It's still in his colours though. they must have sold half it. I'm just guessing. Um, but it was out for the gallop the last day, and I'd imagine it'll be out for the gallop tomorrow. The mare Angle may be going to, target some maybe mare's handicap or something. But Krisma, we were on it. It let us down for small wheelbarrow in Punchestown. It missed the second last, wasn't it? Uh, then it ran on to the line. It was only beaten 3/4 of a length. So 16 lengths back to the third, but the horse that beat it, I was a bit disappointed at the time. I was saying, "Jez, we should have bet that." But that horse went on then to finish third in the Galway hurl and won a listed handicap hurl in the Stole. 60,000 pot. 60,000 to the winner. And won a listed hurl in Down Royal, beating Royal Hollow handsomely. So that's a decent horse, and to be second to that is not a bad thing at all, as it turns out. Nicky, you'd imagine, there's three. It's the right little novice hurdle there tomorrow. That Jackie Hobbs, that went off. I think it was third favourite, wasn't it, for the Aintree bumper? And Skelton's horse ran decent first time out as well, third. Krisma, it opened up at 9-4, but that'll drift again. You get 2-1, that'll be the nap tomorrow. Nicky should have them ready for Newbury. And then another one in Newbury as well is the winner of the Irish Grand National and the National Hunt Chase is out for a gallop tomorrow over hurdles. Imagine that it'll be just a starting place for, I know they're going for the Coral or the Old Hennessy. East India Express, we were selected in the last day and it fell. But I'm going for Act of Authority. I mentioned last night, I sort of didn't see anything today. I was looking for Hurston or Stables in form, and I mentioned Sam Thomas, and he did have the winner today of that 4-1 shot. So this stable is in form too. Ollie Murphy, 10 out of 37, that's 27% in the last 14 days. And this was second in the Martin Pipe to Woodhoe. That's a good run. And then it was gambled on, went off 4-1 Fav in a hurl race in Aintree. And Act of Authority finished 7th. But it was way out the back of the television, or my television anyways, I was looking at it. And it closed willingly from the second last to the last and along the way. If it's fit, it should have a fair enough chance, you'd imagine. It has East India Express. Yeah, oh yes. Knew there was collateral for him. When Act of Authority was second in the Martin Pipe, East India Express, who went off 4-1 second favourite, was back the way, 10, 12 lengths. So as the measure of that, what was the ratings that day? 134, 129, 134, 129. And the two of them, actually, it's better off the ratings than Lewis Saunders taking off 3. So we're going. There's the 3 for tomorrow. It's 2 on two over the jumps. And if people want to bypass the one on the go, they can, or else maybe shove it in a little Trixie. Not too long in, I was at a funeral there a while ago, and just the roads were. It's a newly tarred road, just pure black, no no lines or no um, cat's eyes on the road. It's a long time ago since I drove 7 or 8 miles on total darkness. Um, I was in a text I was watching there to see him. A fellow looking to go for a pint. He was down for the funeral, so maybe I might. I had no one in 10 or 12 days. Push the bookies over and out.